When it comes to barriers to climate adaptation, the first one would be sensitization on what adaptation is at the first place, because outside the people in the climate change, those who are working in the climate change and specifically the technical experts, the understanding of climate adaptation is a bit new, to say the least. And case in point is at times as KCIC Consulting, we interact with SMEs a lot through the call of applications. And some of the call of applications are tailored towards adaptation. But you see the concepts and the proposals that we get to receive are majorly on the mitigation. So there needs to be a lot of work when it comes to differentiating between what falls under mitigation and what falls under adaptation. And that is some of the work that we're trying to do through our developing training programs and capacity building programs. In fact, we have a product developed that is working on sensitizing the difference between mitigation, adaptation, and just orientation into the climate change space in general. That is one of the barriers. The second one I'd say is the data that supports what adaptation is. And this stems from one of the things that has been observed is that the metrics for adaptation are not defined. When we come to definition of this metric, some of them come from the global space, then trickle down. So now we are saying that those who know what adaptation is have defined it differently. So you find that the data is very independently siloed to different organizations. For example, we work with SMEs who are in the adaptation space, and there are some metrics that we suggest for them to track. So those metrics are according to what we've defined. Then we'll find another organization developing a toolkit that is based on different metrics. So we find that being a hindrance when it comes to harmonization of data, and you'll see I'll be able to expound why data is important. And anyway, there is hope when it comes to the data component, because our conversations in the UNFCCC process is towards trying to get the metrics for adaptation defined, and I think we should have breakthrough, if not this year, early next year. The fourth challenge I'd perhaps say is there's a lack of bankable projects for adaptation projects and solutions. What do I mean? When it comes to adaptation, for example, if you're looking to do a commercial forestry project, it takes almost up to 50 years for the plantation to mature. If you go to the bank right now requesting for a loan for that particular project, the bank might not know how to assess the risk of the loan. So this goes beyond the commercial forestry, because there's not enough data, there is not enough information, and there are not enough cases. There's lack of historical cases and data that informs what a bankable project should look like. And as a result, that hinders their access to finance in the adaptation space. So now a lot of people in the space and adaptation space, the technical experts and likes, are now trying to work with financial institutions. That's some of the things that we are trying to do as KCIC Consulting, is engage financial institutions to see what do you need to define bankability, what do you need for the risk profiles for these solutions and projects, and how can we be able to help facilitate this process so that we get to have our bankable projects that can be financed and that can be invested, and as a result we can have a multiplier effect in the space. So for now, I'd give those 4.